of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike 3, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, listen, it is old school, but it is not old school because it is Uncle Kevy that's in the building. And look, we've got my guy that's handling some business on the board. We are not going to start this off without Uncle Kevy because I need a little clicky for Stricky, or I need a little pop fit. I need something. We gotta get this right, Uncle Kevy.
All right. Well, do you want me to wait for the intro?
I need us to hopefully see if we can get this intro because boy,
Austin's out. He's not
Austin
on the
out.
ones and twos. So
that's right. Because I'm, you know me, I need a. Oh, there it is. Or a little clicky for Strick. I need to hear something.
We're gonna do a pop today.
We're gonna do a pop today.
Yeah.
Well, what are we working with? Just to start it off before we get it.
I decided,
or why? What was the why behind
the why behind it? Was in the spirit of the Olympiad. So you've got cultures and people from all over the world, and so I wanted to do something that was not from here.
Yeah,
and so we have a Belgian beer, and we have a French red wine, and so each has a pretty iconic story behind them. And so I'm going to share that with you today.
That's what's up. And you said it's a Belgian beer?
Belgian beer, yeah.
I haven't had that before.
Harrison, how we looking on that intro?
We're digging.
We're
digging.
Yeah. All right.
We'll try to get here in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah,
well,
I can't. I didn't come. Harrison, I didn't get on a plane early to come all the way back here to not get a clicky for Stricky. we got it.
Well, I think we're on to something here.
Okay,
Just give me a little bit more time here.
So listen, so is it a red?
Yes.
Is it a blend? What
Yes.
we working with today?
It's a red blend.
It's a red blend.
Yes, sir. So
see, Stricky just looked at the bottle and I didn't even really get to see it, but I just said it looked like that might be a blendy.
this is called De La
Soul.
Kind of like De La Soul. Yeah.
You don't remember De La Soul?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it's called Saint Esprit Côte de Rhône.
Mm-hmm.
And the Côte de Rhône is the southeastern part of France. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this.
Oh, there you go. you don't have to find it now. I'm upset. I'm a little disappointed.
I'm upset too, Strick.
But
Don't
good
worry.
God.
That's all right. Well, you know,
There it- pop.
if you find it, then we can go into it and come back to it.
There
All
it
right.
is. Fizz. Ooh, that was crisp.
That's crisp.
There's no way we could have not had the music for that. That was the biggest pop I've had since we've been on the show.
It's been a while. Well, you know, the summertime we've been doing more white wine and things like that, things that are a little bit lighter that taste better when it's hot out. But we've got some cooler weather, so I thought let's do a red and let's do a Belgian beer.
Am
So
I passing this to the
Yeah,
right hand side?
you know-
Are you in on this today?
Yeah, it's Thursday. It's my Friday. Of course. Especially
there he
after
is.
the proms here, could use one.
Nice.
there we go.
This is the first time we doing it together, Harrison.
I think so, yeah. I
I think
usually
this is the
fill in
first
in your
time.
absence, so this might be the first time.
Yeah.
It's not my first time with Harrison.
No.
He's done Thirsty Thursday with Uncle Kev before.
It's always good.
Salud.
So the beer that we're having is called
It's frothy.
Saison de Pont. Yeah, it is a little frothy.
Frothy.
And it is an unfiltered Belgian farmhouse ale. And the word saison literally means season.
Oh.
And historically, what they would do, you know, it's a farming community, right? And you know what it's like in Nebraska in late March, early April, ground's still frozen. You can't really do much. You can't plant yet. And so there's this void of time from you're out of winter, but you're not really in spring yet. And so what they would do is they would make beer, and they would actually use it for currency. So they're seasonal workers that would come work the farms and help with plant and whatnot. They would pay them partly in money, but also pay them partly in beer. But they purposefully would make the beer lower in alcohol because they wouldn't get as much work done if it had too much booze in it. So
it's not shaky.
It's not shaky. But this one is the OG of saisons, and it is the most iconic Belgian farmhouse ale there is. This one comes.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, that's coriander.
That's coriander.
Yeah.
Mm.
But this one comes in at 6.5. So this is kind of it takes the traditional saison and kicks it up a notch. So give her a little taste and tell me what you think.
I like that, man. It's nice. It's nice and cool. It's British. It's definitely you could tell like a nice wintry fall.
Yeah. It's a little bit bready. It almost has like almost a little bit of like champagne-y sort of a taste, where you get that, you know, sort of bread yeast sort of thing going on.
I can feel it. Or not feel
it's got a little bit of that. It's got a little bit of sweetness. I believe it's mostly wheat based, and that's probably why.
Yeah.
And but just really good. A little bit of sourness. It's and so essentially how they make a farmhouse ale is that they wheel the unfiltered beer in these open top vats into these caves, and the yeast lives naturally in these caves, and it ferments. And then once it's done fermenting, then they'll bottle it, but they'll bottle condition it. So they add a little bit of priming sugar, and it undergoes a secondary fermentation in the bottle or the can, much like a champagne does. And so it's really a kind of a unique style of beer.
Yeah, it's definitely got a unique taste to it.
Yeah, it's definitely
good,
unique.
Though. It's good though.
Good Belgian style. If you're into like foreign styles, yeah, man, that's definitely a keeper.
It's it's kind of Euro. It's a little bit weird, kind of like Euros are a little bit weird, and but it's kind of fun and it's different. And it's, the beauty of my job is that I get to taste and learn about things from all over the world, and wines and beers and things like that to me are a lot like people. Every one of them's unique. Every one of them's different. Every one of them has something about it that makes it different than anything else out there. Everyone has a history behind them, has a family behind it, a place where it comes from. And so learning about those things is kind of like learning a lot of interesting people, and plus you get to drink it.
Absolutely. And we do got the music if you guys want it while we get
Let's
that
do
wine
it.
ready.
Yeah, kick it up.
Let's go ahead and
all right,
get this one in here.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
I put the cork back in, tried to pull it back out. That's all right.
That's it.
It was like this.
You can't.
It was needed.
That was needed.
You're right.
Man.
It's needed.
Good stuff.
Sets the tone.
Absolutely.
So kick that on down to Harrison. And what we are about to taste is it's called Delas Côte du Rhône from the southeastern part of France. In this area, they can use up to 13 different grape types to make the wine from. And a lot of times they'll even blend in small percentages of white wine with the red just to make it interesting. The big three, though, are what they call the GSM blend, or Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. Grenache by itself is sort of medium to lighter body, kind of like a Pinot Noir. A little more bright red cherry flavors out of that Grenache. The Syrah adds a little more oomph to it and kind of a white and black pepper sort of spice. And then Mourvedre is a very thick-skinned grape and adds a lot of color, adds a lot of richness, adds some ageability, and adds some tannin. And when you blend all those together, what you do is you create a wine that's super, super versatile. And so to me, a good Côte du Rhône is the most all-purpose wine in the world. You can do that with burgers. You can do it with pizza. Yeah. You can do it with something fancier. You can do it with, anytime someone throws me a curveball, it says, we went down to Texas and shot a wild boar, or something like that. And we're doing it, what kind of wine would you recommend? Well, none of my sommelier books tell you what goes with wild boar. And so I usually will just default to a Rhone style, such as this. And these are on the shelf less than $20 every day. And it's just kind of a can't miss, all purpose, go to, easy to drink. And so I thought I'd come share it with you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely nice and smooth, lovely, good viscosity on it. It just,
I feel like this is good
the
for
legs
people
are
trying
amazing.
to get into wine too. This one isn't, because I've had some red wines. The bitterness always kind of throws me off. This one's just right though.
It's approachable.
I got no problems with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And and it's great for, especially in the wintertime when you get into like doing stew and things like that, or crock pot meals. It's a wine that just goes with, that sort of rib sticking, sort of comfort food type of a wine.
Good stuff.
What do you think, Strick?
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's very smooth. It's going to get some work tonight. Yeah, it's going to get some work.
And we just opened this too. So what's interesting is this wine, as it opens up, different flavors will come through. And you'll start to get more of that peppery component. It'll get richer before it, starts to go the other way. And the other kind of fun thing about it is that the Syrah also gives it sort of a little bit of that tobacco leaf thing. Like you like a good cigar. And so that it's kind of sweet. Something like that. It is pretty commonly described in this sort of wine.
Love it, man. What is this going for? Is there a special on this, or where is this going for in the great Meyer's Cork and Bottle?
Well, this is, like I say, I think in terms of bang for your buck, one of the best daily go-tos. You can buy them every day under $20, goes well with everything. I'll tell you a little story. In one of my sommelier classes, you have to do what's called the deductive tasting method, where you taste all these wines blind, and based on several characteristics, what you see will give you an indicator of age. And there's this thing called rim variation, where the liquid inside of the glass, when it's a young wine, will be relatively clear. So if you look at where the liquid meets the glass in there, you can see it's mostly clear if you hold it up to the light. Well, once a wine starts to age, that will get a little more orangey hue. And then so you sort of learn all of these clues through your studies and your history and whatnot. And also, old world wines will give you more non-fruit components. So, you know, how I said like tobacco leaf and pepper and things like that. Whereas new world wines, like your Californias, your Argentinas, your Australians, will give you more fruit components. So you'll hear me describe Cabernet as having a lot of black cherry to it. Well, so you deduct your strategy based on these different various clues. And so I was in my my class. It was my turn to present. And the most famous wine of this region is called Châteauneuf-du-Pape. Literally means New Palace of the Pope. They built the city to attract the Pope out of the Vatican to get him to spend more time in southeastern France. Well, I knew from just being in the business as long as I had that none of the other wines that we'd tasted, you know, it's 10 hours a day for 2 straight days, and you're just tasting and learning and doing all this stuff. And I knew that it probably wasn't a Châteauneuf-du-Pape, because those are normally north of $50, and none of the other wines that we had done were of that price. So I was thinking, well, it's got to be around there. And so anyway, I'm saying, you know, this had a little bit of orangey hue, so I could say, I think I'm tasting an old world wine because I'm getting more non-fruit components, and it's got a little bit of the orangey hue on the rim variation. So I'm guessing it's going to be closer to about 10 years old. And I'm getting this white pepper component, which would lead me to believe that it's got Syrah in it, which would lead me to the Rhone Valley, southeastern part of France. And I knew just from price point that it could have been one of the other provinces. And so the next one to the north of Châteauneuf-du-Pape is called Gigondas, and there's another one called Vacqueyras, except I didn't pronounce it correctly. And so there's 3 master sommeliers that teach this course. And he says in his perfect snooty French, he's like, which is it? Is it or? And I'm like, oh, come on, man. You know, like, cut me some slack. It's like he's trying to embarrass me, you know? And I'm like, I'm going to go with the Gigondas, because, I mean, just because I knew that was the next closest thing. And he goes, can you name the producer? And I'm like, what a D word, you know? Bruh. And it was like he was trying to call me out. And the only thing I could think of was Guigal, because that's the biggest producer in the region. And he's like, well, what's the vintage? And I'm like, come on, man. And so I was like, well, final analysis, it's a 98 Guigal Gigondas. That's my guess, you know. He pulls it out of his bag, 98 Guigal Gigondas. I named it vintage. I named it producer. I named it region. Wow. Completely blind in front of all these people. And I was like,
oh, you were the man.
So, Stricky, I never got the walk-off dinger. I never hit the buzzer beater 3. I never got the game-winning touchdown. But that was my mic drop moment.
Wow, there it is.
So,
Kevin Meyer, Corgan Bottle, thank you so much for joining us today. Man, go out there and see him. Tell him where you are. Tell him what you got. Tell him how they can find you.
Sure. Lincoln's oldest bottle shop. We're located on the corner of 13th and South Street. We have a great selection of not only wines, but gosh, I think we have over 500 different craft beers, a great whiskey selection, got rye, all kinds of really nice tequila, vodkas, and the most knowledgeable staff in town. So you come see us and we'll take good care of you.
And they definitely will do that, because Strix Picks, I'll go in there, I'll send Kevy a message, and he'll have it ready for me. And the staff is phenomenal. They'll answer all the questions. Go out there and see Kevin. Thanks, Kevin, for joining us once again.
Appreciate you, fellas. Take care.
There it is. We'll go, as you'll see when we come back, it'll be old school right after this.
92.7 Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through August 13th is buy 2 6-ounce sirloins, get 2 free. Limit of 4. Also, $1 off on salsas. Location at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
smoker, Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, is seeking people like you, 19 to 64 years old with excess weight, to take part in a research study. You could earn up to $22,500 for participation. This study includes 1 10-night stay, 5 2-night stays, 1 1-night stay, and 17 returns. Learn more at helpresearch.com/dub or call 8662-13-2965.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears and let out stress in a healthy form of exercise. Or try the human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at KoppelCars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
Your Thursday. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Thursday. Jay Foreman, Harrison, and we got a special guest, Dr. Finn from AMI. But this is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, here in the capital city of Lincoln, 168th and Maple up there in Omaha. We got Dr. Finn in here. Listen, you know, you don't get to see me as much, Dr. Raz, but I get to see you other places. Want to welcome you in. I always like when you guys come in because I get to ask questions that definitely you guys are expert in. For people that don't know, AMI, they helped me out, and I was just talking to Dr. Finn outside, or Dan. I know you as Dan. So I was talking to Dan out there, and I said, you know, last 3-4 years for me physically have been horrible, but you know, when you walk in, I will tell you this from my experience. Has nothing to do with you being here, and you guys have, obviously I knew you more before I knew Dr. Raz. Is that for me, sometimes when you go into places just for past experiences, you're just like always on guard, right? And I'll tell you one thing for people out there, if you have, you know, stuff that you need to get looked at from an imaging standpoint, people that are honest and hardworking. When you guys set forth a game plan for me and it was honest, that was probably one of the best things that's happened to me as far as a doctor. And that goes all the way. I mean, obviously Nebraska doctor was great, but when you play in the professional sports, you know, you just kind of don't know what you're going to get. So you always kind of have those, you know, perceptions. So I want to thank you guys for that. You guys do a great job. And as you always done, because you guys, you know, do honest work. But we get to talk about some cool, fun stuff to me. We're going to talk, we'll start right away. We'll talk about concussions, right? Just because of, or knockouts, right? Not just concussions, because I think concussions, or people always think concussions, think football. Let's talk about knockouts. Bud Crawford had a big weekend, or a big fight last weekend, didn't get the knockout. But when we talked earlier, there's like different ones. So let's talk about the one that everybody sees in the movies, right? Or sometimes on the Instagram and social media. Talk about the ones, we call them one-hitter quitters, when you like hit them and they're constantly or quickly out, or the quick blackouts. Explain that and the ramifications of that, and really what happens to the body and the trauma to the head.
Yep. So we'll call that the lights out knockout. And so there's several factors that lead to a knockout, but the one that I think is the most important is the direction of impact.
Right.
So if you get hit square in the face, bare knuckle boxing or something, right on the forehead, that's not as bad as if you get struck on the chin. Everybody knows that, right?
Right.
The reason for that is when you get a straight-on collision, the inside of your skull is made to cushion that. So the outside of the skull is nice and smooth, but the inside is convoluted. It matches the contour of your brain. And what that does is it cushions the blow the same way, like laying on a bed of nails won't poke you, but a single nail will. And so when you take that frontal impact, the brain's moving backwards, all at the same rate. Now, the opposite of that is when you take a shot on the chin, it causes a rotational force. And that's the one that gets you. Because if you think about it, if I get hit by a right hook on the left side of my face, the front of my brain is traveling to the right and the back of my brain is traveling to the left. And every point of that circle, the brain's traveling in a different direction.
Right.
And then the inside of the brain is traveling less distance than the outside. So think of it like 400-meter dash, right? The inside lane starts way back from the outside lane to make up for that extra distance around the track. So same thing inside your brain. When you take that shot from the side and your head spins, it's spinning at different rates. It's the same rate, but it's a different acceleration.
Right.
And what that does is it causes a shear stress on the brain versus a frontal impact, which is just one direction. And that's what disrupts the neuronal transmission. And then that's what puts your lights out.
Man, that's when you think about it, you understand where people, get hit on the chin. Now talk about, like, is it also if you get hit in the temple, right? Like that was the old way, right? When you get hit in the side of the head right here.
Well, that's probably causing rotation.
Yeah. So anything on the
why.
side is bad. You see that, Harrison?
Hooks are dangerous.
Yeah. If you
We'll
get,
get out of that.
yeah. Now, I'm going to ask you this so we've seen Mike Tyson, right? He has probably the most famous uppercut of all times. I always say he brings it from the equator of the earth. Talk about that now, because most boxers wear mouth guards that's supposed to guard against that, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
But talk about that, when you get hit with an uppercut and then that sends you into
even
outer space.
Like I said, if you take a frontal shot, if the force is hard enough, it's still going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And like you said, it comes from the center of the earth.
Yeah.
With him. But I think when you take an uppercut, it twists the skull and it puts some pressure on the brainstem and the midbrain.
Yeah.
And that's where it's called the reticular activating system. And that's your light
Right.
switch. That's the switch.
Yeah, it turns the lights off, right?
Yeah.
You tell him, Harrison, hey, anybody mess with you, I'm gonna turn your lights off.
No, I'm going to get your reticular activating system.
Yeah. Well, then when he asked, what'd you say? That's when you punch him. So the next one I want to ask you about is like where you see sometimes, you see it sometimes in athletes, but you see it a lot in boxing, and I call it where you're like a little bit, spaghetti legs. It was a baby deer legs, punch drunk. We'll talk about that where you see them, they try to get up and they're trying to find their ways, find their way.
So again, several factors, but I think the most important one is your vestibular system. That's your balance system. So deep inside either ear, you have an accelerometer on either side. Same thing, well, not the same, but same type of device that's in your phone, on airplanes, in your cars. And it senses, like I can put you in a black box and spin you around, and you're going to know that you're spinning. That's your vestibular system at work. And these are 3 hollow tubes in 3 different planes filled with fluid. And think of it like a snow globe. If you have a snow globe with the glitter inside and you spin it, the outside of the glass will move and the glitter will stay the same. And that's the normal state. That's where we're at right now. And so there's little hairs inside that can tell that the water isn't moving, but your body is. Now, put that snow globe and spin it around like when you're a kid and you sat in a chair and you spun. Eventually that water catches up to the side of the snow globe and it keeps spinning. Then you stop. The water keeps spinning. That's vertigo.
Right.
And that's what we experience when you sit in the chair and you spin it around. Now, when you take a bunch of shots, it's equivalent to taking that snow globe, giving it to my 5-year-old son, and he's going to shake it like crazy, right? And now the water's not going left or right. It's going in every direction, right? It's chaos. And so when you take some of those shots, the water in these 3 hollow donuts, it's not going in a coordinated fashion. So your brain doesn't know how to make sense of it. So the only input that you have is what you can see. So you can see the ground, but you feel like you're moving and you don't even know which way you're moving. And that's what the punch drunk feeling is.
The last one I want to ask you about is you see this, I think, a lot. You see it in boxing sometimes, but you see it. I've seen it a lot in football. And to me, I think, from my personal experience, the ones where you go out quick, those aren't as scary they're all scary, but and then the punch drunk ones I don't think are scary. The one that was very scary to me that I saw, and I've seen millions of times, when somebody gets knocked out and they get the arm froze here, and then their fight, you can see on their face that it almost like they're awake, but they're straining, but the body is frozen in time. We used to, Dr. Finn, we used to have a safety. We used to call him Dr. Freeze. Because, when it was like 4 games in a row, he'd hit somebody, and that's what would happen. But at the time, you think that's pretty cool. But in reality, when it's one of your teammates, I saw it when they just had the Hall of Fame game last weekend. I saw one of my teammates on the ground there, and it was probably one of the scariest things I've ever seen, because he's looking at me like this, helpless, and his arm was I guess I don't know what is that called, and what type of concussion is that?
So whenever I see that, I can watch a game and be like, that guy's done. He's not playing anymore.
Right.
Let me see it. And so usually what's going to happen is they're going to bring their hands up to their chest. So you have a balance between flexion and extension on every joint. And so right now, if you hold your hand out, your fingers are kind of bent towards your palm, right? That's the natural state, and that's good because you don't want your fingers flopping around. When you take a shot that's bad enough, you lose the flexion extension balance. So usually in neurology we call it the decorticate posturing, and that's when you lose extensors. So you can flex. Let's just go through it. You flex your fingers, your wrists, your elbows, and you bring your arms into the middle of your chest. You're going to see this. Those of you watching on YouTube, you can see, but when you see that stiffness, that posture, that's almost always a concussion.
Right.
And the opposite of that, and we saw it with Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that.
He had 2 concussions in one game. The first one was whatever, and then he got hit a second time. Now this was the opposite. He lost his flexor balance, and so all of his fingers were extended out.
Yeah.
That was really scary. And that's called decerebrate posturing, and that's worse.
Yeah, because he had the one that was really, I think, was alarming for the league. Obviously they knew that probably a lawsuit, but the one where he got slammed and his head like bounced off the turf.
Yeah.
And that's what when you I call you get ragdoll. You kind of don't have any. They catch you in a position where you're in a compromised position where you don't have any balance or ability to fight against force. He's not a big dude. That dude's a big dude. I always say nature versus nurture, and that was a scary one. But that's pretty interesting stuff, because you're going to see it here. The NFL season starting, obviously college football season starting. You're going to see. Hopefully we don't see any, but you're going to see it. But like I said, to see my teammate like that, like literally from me to you and Harrison, was probably a eye-opening experience. Let's go into something a little bit more, I guess, positive. Muscle memory, right? We got a lot of guys in here that played sports before. We just talked about Steph Curry having a great game to lead USA back to win, get into the gold medal game against France over Serbia. We also got people that we tend to watch golf. We got guys that played baseball. Everybody talks about muscle memory. And, for me, muscle memory may be like throwing a football, and for somebody else might be, they grew up playing golf or baseball. I always had this question I want to ask you about. How long does it take to, I guess, gain muscle memory, to have it to where it's just an instinctive habit, I guess, at our age or whatever? And the second question is how fast can you lose it? Because it seems, I can't throw a football like I can, and definitely the mechanics ain't the same. So can you answer those questions?
So that's one of those deals, frustrating. There's no cutoff point.
Sure.
There's a book that talks about 10,000 hours, something like that, to master something. But the truth is, the more you do it, it's like a linear slope. The more you do it, the more muscle memory you're going to get. So there was an old professor of mine that did this really interesting study. He took amateur golfers, like myself, all the way to pros and everybody in between. And he put them in an MRI scanner, and he performed what's called functional MRI. And that's where you can see what part of the brain is active, like what is actually thinking at the time. So he said, I want you to go through the motions of a golf swing in your mind, feet shoulder width apart, bring your arm back, break the wrist, the whole thing. And what he found is that the amateur golfers, their brain lit up with activity like a Christmas tree, and you can see it mapped on the specific parts of the brain. And in the pro golfers, it was almost no activity. So they're literally not thinking about their golf swing. So then you
Interesting.
So then you think, well, is this, are they born with that? Are the pro golfers, are they just naturally gifted? So another group of scientists did another study, and they took hacks like me and did a fMRI study in the spring. And then they said, okay, by the end of summer, you need to get 40 practice sessions in, or rounds or whatever. Then come back in the fall, we're going to scan you again. And what they saw is that that brain activity went down, meaning that muscle memory had increased to the point where you no longer had to think about it. Because, when I take a shot, I'm thinking about every aspect of the swing, and when I don't get it right, which is often,
right,
then I don't hit a good shot. But the pros, they don't have to think about the fundamentals. Like, I remember, I love the show, so I listen, and I've heard you talk more than once about footwork drills.
Yeah,
and you don't talk about them with excitement, but when you're doing those drills, as boring as they are,
yeah,
you're a world-class athlete, and you're tiptoeing around, you're building that muscle memory so that when you're in the game, you're not thinking about how to take that next step. Like, if you're a lineman, you're not thinking, keep your rear end down and keep your heels on the ground. You're thinking about where's the mic and what's that DN doing.
Right.
So that, your brain only has so much computational power. It's just like a computer.
Sure.
And so if you can automate the menial task of moving around, then you can actually think about the strategy of the game. So all those kids out there that are starting 2 days and cursing their coach for,
working them too hard, right? Getting them off the couch and off the PlayStation.
Or maybe they just, they want to get after it. They don't want to do the drills.
Yeah.
The drills is what's going to give you the advantage in the game.
Yeah.
Because you literally don't have to think once you get the muscle memory. And how fast does it go away? I think it's the same thing. It's linear.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's the way you just explained it. When you think about, I guess when people say, I was in the zone or whatever. Now, granted, that's you working at isn't gonna make you get in the zone, but the few times that I felt like I was in quote that state, I don't know what you call it in the zone, like I didn't think anything. I think I felt like the game was slow. I felt like it was like a poetry in motion, and it is pretty amazing when you look at like the pro golfer's brain, where I imagine if our activity was off the chart, right?
We light up a room,
right? You can light up a room, and they're just calm, cool, and collected. One story I heard, I have a friend that was on the PGA Tour, his name Johnson Wagner, and he told a story about when he played with Tiger Woods, and so he was a rookie and just got off remember, it wasn't the Korn Ferry Tour, it was web.com, right? Back then, same thing. And so they're on the first tee. So Johnson was sponsored by Titleist. So he probably said, hey, I got a Titleist 8 or whatever it is. Tiger Woods comes up to him and says, hey, Tiger Woods. And he shows him the ball, and it says Tiger on it. And then he put a black line on it. He said his hand didn't move at all. Like, it wasn't nervous. So when Johnson put his name, he was shaking, right? They say, hey, Tiger Woods, I'm playing, at that time it was a Nike, boom, calm, cool, and collective. And he's like, that's just part of his intimidation. But probably all the hours that he put in, I think Tiger Woods said he has to touch a club 1,000 times a day before he plays in a tournament, do something with it. So that's probably where you don't get much activity, and that's why he's cool, calm, and collective, or at least was under pressure.
For sure. And you mentioned Tiger. I try to watch videos and learn how to play the game, and I was watching Tiger with a 100-yard wedge shot, and he's explaining how to do it. And in the middle of this explanation, he stops. He says, "Wow, I can feel the shot already. I can feel it." And that's when it's a feeling. Because it's the feeling of all those motions put together into one feeling. And I thought that was really interesting that he said that, because, here I'm just thinking about the mechanics,
Right.
and he's thinking about the feel.
Right. I want to ask you one more question before we get you out of there. For the people, we have a lot of people that play sports that are visual learners, and this kind of goes along with it. Can you create or help muscle memory by being a visual learner? Here's why, right? In football, we call it mental reps. So if Harrison's the coach, you're in there and getting 4 reps. The mental rep is me to, hear the defense, hear the adjustments, the checks, and then see you execute it or envision myself doing it. How does that work along with what you said?
The same way.
Right.
And I was going to go into that.
So if we watch YouTube for 5 hours a day, we're going to be Tiger Woods?
No, you got to.
Go ahead.
I was going to go into it because some other scientists did exactly that.
You're right.
They said you're going to practice, but only in your mind. And they saw that the same thing happened as if you actually, well, I don't know if it was the same
You're
effect, but it was an improvement where they just did mental reps. I can't remember what the activity was, but not only did they see a decrease in thinking activity, but they saw a change in the volume of the brain in those areas too. So it absolutely helps. So you always hear these elite athletes talk about visualizing the shot, and there's 100% something to that. I don't know if it's the same as physically practicing, but it is beneficial.
So it's got to be a healthy balance of both of them.
I would say,
right? Yeah, I mean,
both.
definitely, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, like as I mean, I don't know if you visualize when you're going to see a patient, but when I used to visualize a game, plays, over and over and over, and what I'm doing, and I felt like that would take the edge off, as far as the anxiety. Now, granted, you're always going to be nervous. You're always going to be excited, have some anxiety, but I always felt like that would help out. Now, that was one question I wanted to ask you about being a visual learner. And I will say this, if there's that Jack Nicklaus video. Now, it's way back in the day, and he had if you can get past the polyester pants,
I can't.
I
He's the greatest.
I always call it the 2 hosel rocket video. So once I hit 2 off the hosel, like if I'm playing, I watch that video and watch it. And it might just be dumb luck, but I feel like the next time I go out there and play, I'm in a better place. Maybe because I'm watching him, but I see what you're supposed to do, and I hear it, and then I'm able to kind of somewhat execute it, at least in my mind.
Yep. Whatever works, man.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming in. We got to have both of you guys in because I think I want to get both of you guys going at the same. I know you guys are busy, but ideally, maybe during Christmas break or something, Thanksgiving break, we usually try to bring you all in for appreciation. So appreciate you stopping by, dropping some knowledge. So now when you watch the preseason game tonight, everybody be on the lookout for hopefully just the not the one that where the guy's arm goes straight, just a little lights out, right?
Decor hip posture.
Yeah. So there you go. So if you ever get into scrap, that's what you tell them. I'm about to
reticular activating system.
Yeah, I'm gonna destroy your activating system here in about 3 seconds. But Dr. Finn, Advanced Medical Imaging, thanks for stopping in. We're gonna take a quick break, then we'll be back at the top of the hour.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and cool with a high around 76. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 53. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high again around 76. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike three, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School with DP and J.
Can Nebraska have a player-led locker room in year 2 under Matt Rule?
I think it could be in year 2. I always say this: we had great captains every year I was here, but I always say some of our best leaders weren't necessarily our captains. So I think when you have that, that's a player-led team. So it doesn't matter how old the quarterback is.
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, Jay Foreman. Got my man Harrison in here. This is Old School. Again, we're at the 5 o'clock hour. We want to thank Dr. Finn from Advanced Medical Imaging stopping by and dropping some real cool nuggets about the different knockouts / concussions. Also, how to muscle memory and how professional athletes versus amateurs in different sports, but how your brain works. Also about being visual, visualizing yourself and how that can help. But then also, Harrison, which sometimes is good and sometimes is bad. I like the here. I'll tell you about this, Harrison. I was going to say, social media and YouTube, you can get on there and you can visualize yourself, right? Well, I love getting on there and looking at cooking shows. They seem, as much as I visualize it, Harrison, it don't come out like that.
Nah, I stick to chicken and rice.
Yeah, and I have yet to try a brisket yet. I am going to do it, and I've been almost overstudying for it. But that's just a little bit of a joke. But the way he explained it, I haven't thought about it like that, and so that was really interesting. But we always thank them to him and Dr. Razin coming in, and just whether it's regular sports related injuries or something like that. I think there's a lot of education that they provide for us. Plus, over there at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard, they provide excellent care and a plan, at least for me. And they do some unique stuff with concussions. I know they do, or Dr. Razdan does a unique surgery with plantar fasciitis. And plus, they do a lot of screening stuff for women's health and stuff, and among other things. So, anyways, appreciate their support and them coming in. But, Harrison, before we got on air, or before I came in, the United States just kept their head above water. You know what I was thinking about? There was 7 minutes, and they must have got hot because there were 7 minutes. And
they were down through the entire half.
Yeah, they were down seven. They were down
second.
7 points with like 7 minutes and some change left, and they were barely at like 64 points. And then obviously they ended up. Steph Curry got going. LeBron James had a triple double. Embiid actually played well, or at least from scoring. And then KD did pretty well down the stretch. And they ended up beating a more than game Serbia team led by the Joker, 95-91. What does it mean for Team USA? Because I don't think we have to check. I don't think Tatum played, right?
No, 0 minutes.
Right. And first, I want to ask you, what do you think it means for them to pull it out? And then also, are you in agreement that Tatum didn't play? I mean, you're trying to tell me he can't play defense?
Look at the roster. Someone's going to have to sit. Yeah, he can play defense. He can do a lot of those things, but you're dealing with a room full of some of the greatest players in the game. Someone's going to sit.
It's
not a slap in the face, but the media will make it look like a slap in the face. But if you're Tatum, you got to understand where you are.
Yeah, and he hasn't been playing well. And to be honest, he didn't play.
Yeah, they got the NBA Finals.
He didn't play overly well throughout the whole playoffs. He had a couple game stretch. You're like, okay, now he's about to go, go off. And then in the Eastern Conference Finals, he was like,
he's a good it is. I don't know what his ceiling to me is still just really hard to figure it out. Like he can never to me be the number one guy. He's got to be either like what he is on the Celtics, the system guy, or he can be the focus point, but it's more reliant on the system than it is him.
Yeah.
But he to me, with Halliburton, you could argue Tatum's the better player, but Halliburton's style, a little more selfless, kind of the playmaking DNA already. When you got a bunch of superstars, you probably want some more playmaking. He just doesn't really fit super great on this roster. Not to say that there's someone I'd maybe pick over him. But that's just what you're dealing with. Someone's going to have to sit.
Yeah, styles make fights, and also styles hurt you when you go into a fight, on top of when you're not fighting well or playing well or hadn't played up to his potential. And I think, for him, and when I look at Tatum, and then also for this United States team, take take the old elder statesmen out, like LeBron, KD. Their game is the game. I think a lot of these guys, whether it's Halliburton, especially Tatum, Booker,
Edwards.
especially Booker.
Booker's figuring it out right
Yeah.
now.
And then Edwards, I think, is fine. But mainly and then Bam, and maybe a little bit Anthony Davis. I think this is an eye-opening experience that these guys have to continue to add to their game and get better. Because, yes, you're playing against more NBA players because it's a world game right now. But the guys that are staying in their home countries or in those leagues over there aren't too far off from what you're playing. And you're seeing a lot of guys struggle against guys that they normally wouldn't, or assume that they wouldn't. And that's where I think they're running into trouble. There's, if South Sudan didn't open your eyes about athletic ability and to do more with less, they only have I think I was reading, they only have like 1 or 2 full courts in their whole nation. Like they don't have much.
That's all. The Luol Deng's pumped a bunch of money.
Okay.
Luol Deng's a big
reason
Luol
why Deng is, but it's late to the party.
Right. But now they do have some real facilities.
They got real
but
facilities.
It's still impressive how quick it came
And they got a
together.
17-year-old kid playing. And so what I mean is like they're people are nipping at your heels. And so for these guys that I mentioned, previously, they need to make sure, like Dr. Finn said, that you're not having any decline in your game, right? So you can't put a basketball down for like muscle memory wise for much time now. You got to consistently, and you got to be continuous in your growth in your game, because when you're playing in these, whether it's a World Cup, how they play that little thing like in between the Olympics or the Olympics, it could be make or break whether you guys get through the championship round. And they had a little bit, they had more fortitude to get there today. And I mean, I think Serbia was probably the toughest matchup. Joker evens the playing field because he controls the pace of the game.
And Bogdanovic too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been, and that's just kind of that FIBA style basketball.
Yeah.
Where it's, we had Dave Turcotte on. He played for Team Canada. He was the lucky guy who got to guard Jordan.
Yeah.
Yep. That's kind of his story. But, he's kind of explaining that where these FIBA rules were, it's almost inspired when basketball really took off, especially over in Europe. Like soccer was still the main culture. So the emphasis was more on sharing the ball, finding the best possible shot, where, you can argue what it is in the USA with the AAU style, where it's just about pickup game.
Yeah,
hey, we talked about drill work.
Yeah.
It's important. We just heard from Dr. Finn.
Right.
We just play a bunch of games and you see better fundamentals. So we do got one from Wet Blanket here. It's a fair point. Like, I don't entirely agree with it. I just think the rest of the world is catching up. Wet Blanket, a come from behind 4-point victory against team with one player that can make Team USA. I think questioning the coaching rotations is more than fair. I mean, tell me what Tatum's going to add to that. And then with Steve Kerr, I mean, where are you at with Steve Kerr on this team? I don't think he's done a bad job. I just think the rest of the world's that much better.
I think it's a combination of things. I don't think I think the rest of the world, first of all, they're playing teams
that have been together for a long time.
That have been together. That know how to play this style of basketball. This style of basketball is extremely physical. The refs don't call it. I mean, I saw a play where LeBron was kind of like a secondary break. He got fouled at half court, the 3-point line, and then he only called the foul when he was thrown off balance and tried to kick it back out to Steph Curry. It's a different type of basketball that the U.S. is not used to playing. Plus, these guys, when you're in a country like Serbia, these guys have played together or known each other or played with or against each other forever. Where this is just like, it's like a stacked AAU team. There's not a lot of continuity. Yeah, they kind of get together and play and they go through the motions, but it's all kind of like, all right, we can turn it on. That's where you're running into trouble. Then on top of it, I think Steve Kerr has done a better than good job, hasn't done a great job. Here's the problem. What people need to understand, these are professional athletes. I think all of them were. I think there's some guys that like the idea when they signed up to be on Team USA probably 18 months ago. Yeah, let's go ahead and like Joel Embiid, I'm going for US and all that. The reality of when it came to the work, the intensity, the buying into Steve Kerr's system and what he wants to do, I think there was a lot of pushback, and that's why you saw them play horribly in the exhibition season and at times during the Olympics. Now, when you have the ultimate equalizer, Steph, LeBron, and KD, all that stuff is kind of, glossed over. That's what their problem is. And then on top of it, everybody's catching up because they're catching up not by athletic ability. See, that's where people, I think, miss the mark about how people, it's not athletic ability. USA has the best athletes out there, from top to bottom. Every other country besides ours do a lot of fundamental work. And also, like when kids go to these trainers, they're just working on their one-on-one game. They're working on in and out dribble, between the legs, behind the back wrap, step back, pump fake, fade away, whatever it is. It's 15 different moves.
Ways to get them open, though. Not how to.
But you're not going to get open with 9 or 8 other guys on the court.
Mm-hmm.
If you're working on transition moves and finishing with contact, that's one thing. But if you're trying to if you're getting trained to work on getting your bag per se, well, all I would say is, let's look at the top players from, let's just say, forward to guards, right? From over the test of time. And obviously Jordan's number one.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's there.
Yep.
Larry Bird,
Magic,
Kobe,
and
Magic, Isaiah Thomas and all that. Maybe Isaiah was, he could get busy. What do? They're able to hit mid-range shots. KD, right? Mid-range, get to the bucket, efficiency on offense, and know how to play and space the court. That's why is Joker so good, right? When he goes from the top of the key to the lane, it's like two dribbles at most, and then he's making a decision or finishing or creating. What is it? What else? It just look at Klay Thompson, right? Probably the most efficient scorer because he could score without dribbling the basketball.
4 dribbles, was it 40 plus points in 4 dribbles?
Right. 4 dribbles.
Yeah, and I just think we got to go to break here to catch up on time, but we better win it this year because I guarantee 2028. I know it's in LA. We'll probably won't have LeBron. Maybe if we're lucky, probably KD won't be there. AD, you hopefully
might have Steph, but he's going to be coming out the bench.
We're going to be relying on the young guys and who's been carrying the weight. Like obviously, it's been the leadership group, what you'd hope. But I just think if you're going to keep walking into these Olympics being shocked that USA is struggling against some of these teams, you're going to be shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been one of the years we're going to walk home with silver, bronze.
Yeah.
I just think it's
and then the reality is going to come in. Then you're going to see everybody working on fundamental work.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you're going to see the Europeans work on the in and out dribble.
And then we'll just flip.
Right. Just flip it. Right. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. Old School, Jay Foreman, Harrison. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through August 13th is buy 2 6-ounce sirloins, get 2 free. Limit of 4. Also, $1 off on salsas. Location at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, Call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356.
Bill Bush here for Hefty Seed Company, who wants you to know about their summer meeting on Wednesday, August 21st. You know how deeply I care about ag, so I'm locked into these topics for the meeting, including input costs for the 2025 growing season, weed control, fertility, seed traits, new varieties, herbicide, and crop protection pricing, and all industry news. RSVP today, heftyseed.com/store meetings, or call 402-646-2040. It's the Hefty Agronomy Meeting at Harvest Hall at Seward County Fairground on Wednesday, August 21st, from 1 to 2:30 with lunch at 12:30. Free lunch. Don't miss it.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, Harrison, Old School. Quick segment here so we can get back up on track. Harrison 2 preseason game. How excited are you that this is I think the Hall of Fame game was just a little bit of that was like an appetizer.
Yeah, obviously,
we got some real
Williams
games
out there. Obviously, Nombre was playing in that game. I'm really excited. I don't know. I'm doing my best to kind of bite my tongue here and try to keep myself cool. Eberflus is maybe my biggest concern for the Bears, even though this Hard Knocks is.
Have you been watching it?
My heart started beating. They switched up. They gave him Pearl Jam. They gave him the Bulls intro, and they switched over to Caleb Williams. It feels like a lot right now in the Mountains building, so I'm trying to keep it even, cool. It is pretty rare that a rookie QB actually comes in there and does damage. It's more likely now. I mean, we saw it with CJ Stroud. He makes a divisional round. Brock Purdy, he makes it all the way to the championship.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep my cool, but you look at the offense and everything around it. Caleb Williams and Dylan Raiola are weird in the case that it's very similar situations.
Well, you got to look at it though, Harrison. if Caleb Williams is just above average and plays in Chicago for, let's say realistically 8 years, and he gets a second contract, he will be your guys' first franchise quarterback ever.
Yes.
That is actually will have the stats and probably the wins that be a friend in your storied history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Jay Cutler era, and that was just pure chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun, but what a chaotic quarterback.
Oh, he was
to have on your roster.
Yeah.
Hated every OC
Yeah.
that ever came to him. Had some great moments. Then we're gonna have a game where he coughs it up, 4 picks. Really, the defense.
The hamstring game where he was hurt, and then his backup went in there and did well.
No, I think that one is what spurred him. I think that was legit. I actually
You think he was legit hurt?
I think that was legit. Yeah.
I don't think he was.
Everybody on the team backed him up, saying like that was legit.
Yeah,
and
they backed him up, but I don't think they really backed him up.
How much that defense carried him?
Yeah.
If it was fake, I feel like I would have heard from it a lot more. Because that defense is the Jake Cutler era was predicated on the Bears defense. They would not have. He would have been out of there a lot sooner without him. So I mean, that's what.
And they had Brandon Marshall a couple years, yeah. And then the fight between them in practice. 2 best friends coming over from Denver. They end up fighting, and they don't hardly talk anymore. I want to ask you one more thing before we go to break about your coach. He has a new look. His wife
looks good.
Actually,
it looks way better.
It does look. It fits him, and it actually, I think, he looks more sophisticated. Hopefully, he coaches better. The Bears did show some life last year, but that was with Justin Fields. That was one of the funnier things that he did. After the season, he wasn't doing anything, so he didn't go into work. I think for a week or so.
Yep.
Grew the beard, and the wife was like, "Oh, you know what? You look a lot more handsome with a beard."
He's like, you know what? I'm gonna be on camera a lot more.
Yeah.
Let's get myself looking nice.
And it's worked out for him. And I think if they win, I think it's kind of showed his personality some too. He's joking around with it.
Where you at on? I got to get your opinion. I talked to Demarcus Pearson at 7. He's great way to insert some doubt. Not the greatest fan of Eberflus. What do you think of him as a coach? Like, is he the right guy to get this done, or when they moved on from Field, should they have also moved on from the head coach?
Him and the GM saved their jobs by getting rid of Justin Fields and then also making that trade. I'm probably about 60-40 on Eberflus. I just think Chicago, for how long as I can remember, has not ever drafted well around a quarterback or never put it. You draft Justin Fields and he's had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. There's no way he's going to be successful. And this is the dude. I think you guys picked him number 12.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tell me that you didn't think he was your franchise quarterback, because in his second year he looked like he was ascending, and then you change the quarterback and to change the offensive coordinator. Okay, that's fine because somebody goes and you want somebody else. You change philosophy, because you remember the first game of the season last year they played at the Chiefs. They had him dropping back where it wasn't working well, but once they just started to do some bootlegs, his accuracy went up. They were more explosive on offense. He was more explosive as a run pass threat. And then they never stuck with it, because the next week they went right back to the drop back. So I think
the OC matters a lot. As we got one on Ray here, Jay Cutler, defender. How can you say he was the issue? It's
Jay Cutler was the issue.
Together. The OCs definitely didn't help. I mean, there was that O-line was awful at times. They had him playing the quarterback position. I mean, they refused. I can't remember. I think they had him dropping back every time.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the exact system was, but
Jay Cutler
weren't doing him a lot of favors.
Jay Cutler,
just that offense altogether.
Yeah, Jay Cutler, everywhere he's been, he that's who he is.
Drafted by the Broncos, right?
Yeah, played and talked himself out of that too.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a better situation up than the Broncos, but we're up against the clock. We're going to get back on time. We're going to take a quick break. Jay Foreman, Harrison, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Become part of the Landmark difference today. Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, is currently hiring in our parts departments. As a member of our team, you'll assist customers in finding the right parts for their equipment, manage inventory, and collaborate with sales and service. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you at our dealership. Apply today and grow your career with Landmark Implement, where your skills make a difference in the ag community every day. See full details online at landmark.careers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Coppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at coppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G3566093 must trade.
Bill Bush here for Hefty Seed Company, who wants you to know about their summer meeting on Wednesday, August 21st. You know how deeply I care about ag, so I'm locked into these topics for the meeting, including input costs for the 2025 growing season, weed control, fertility, seed traits, new varieties, herbicide, and crop protection pricing, and all industry news. RSVP today, heftyseed.com/store meetings, or call 402-646-2040. It's the Hefty Agronomy Meeting at Harvest Hall at Seward County Fairground on Wednesday, August 21st from 1 to 2:30 with lunch at 12:30. Free lunch. Don't miss it.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Harrison here. Quick segment again, and then we'll quick segment, then send you off to WTF with Strick and Cluster. But we have from the text line 4951. He said, "Hey Jay, what was your final score yesterday?" You know what my final score was, Harrison? W. That's what we do.
Under par?
Yeah. We was destroyed. We was on and popping.
What was the crew? You,
Raph, my man Dollar Bill Hooks from Slim Chickens, and I think it was Matt.
That's the dream team, huh?
Yeah. I think every team I've been on has been dream team though.
I can't verify. I wasn't out there.
Yeah, it was out there. It was a good time. But yeah, we did all right. You know, I had a good time. It's always good to get out there and have some fellowship, man.
Did you pick up golf later or no? Was that always the thing?
It was late. It was late, man. I embarrassed myself one time as a so-called celebrity player, and the dude looked at me one time. He was like, "I thought you were a professional athlete," and I told myself I was never gonna embarrass myself like that again.
Yeah, that's a tough stigma. If you are, especially former pro, you better be good at everything. Otherwise, you're gonna get a side eye.
I was rough, but yeah, I mean it's that was a bad memory, but it's an inspiration. I remember it was funny, man. But anyways, Harrison, did you get to watch the Olympics?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Did you see the 400? Did you see
men or women's?
Men's.
Yeah, men's.
You see my man come back like Return of the Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Was it last name Hill?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is probably one of the best, I guess, they call it a kick, but comebacks. I mean, he was in 4th or 5th place.
Are we thinking of might be thinking of the mile. Someone came back. I think there was a Hall that came back from the mile as well.
Yeah, well, I think with the 400.
We should look at the results. I mean, when we get to track and field in particular, that's when the USA starts racking up these gold medals.
Yeah, but I think it was Hall or Hill that came, and he was in 4th or 5th place.
Yeah, it was Hall.
It was Hall. Yeah, and 4th or 5th place, almost at the turn, and it wasn't like, and he just kind of got past. So it wasn't like he was showing life, but his quote was, "A dog can run from ever, and dog always has a chance." And he's like, "I'm a dog." And listen, he looked dog tired, but that was probably one of the best kicks / comebacks I've ever seen in the Olympics. Under that type of pressure, you got to think, just the mind to stay focused and stay intact in how in your mechanics and running when you see 3 or 4 people ahead of you. Not very far, but you got to think these guys have to lead for a reason. For him to come all the way back and gut it out of the win, I mean, that was a special performance by him.
Yeah, it's been incredible. And then I think we got Grant Holloway. He's got a chance for the gold as well in the hurdles. We just got so many great athletes when it comes to track and field, women and men's side.
Yeah, especially and the women's side has been really, really, cool too to see some of the young ladies that done some stuff. I mean, the young lady that's from Harvard, she's a world record holder and destroyed everybody, I think, in the 200. And then you had McCaughlin today claims the world record in the 400 hurdles, which I think is probably, I will say this before we go to break, in my very limited track experience through high school, the man's race or the big boy race was the 400.
Mm-hmm.
The real deal race is, we had 300 IM hurdles, but the 400 hurdles,
that one makes me sick.
that one right there that's the champion. I mean, when you're the world record holder in that, or the winner of the gold, that you walk around with your chest poked out, man.
Yeah, I did high school, and again, this is C2. I'm not running. I think they're under 50 seconds for their 400 times, which is insane.
Right.
But 400, 800 mile, 800 was brutal. 400 was next. You throw hurdles on that 400.
Yeah.
It's just incredible, the stamina, especially some of these when they get done with it, like they're still just up and
ready
breathing.
to go. Yeah.
They're just hanging out, waiting for the time.
Yeah. One of the most exciting races I was watching is the 10,000 meter run. So it's 25 laps.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran it, and they they sprinted for 25 laps.
It's nuts.
And then when they it gets exciting the last 2 laps because they start to go to an overdrive. And then after they finish, they just sitting there talking.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm trying to go lay down somewhere, And so, yeah, there's some great athletes, and the Olympics is always something you look forward to, but then also seems like it goes by too fast. So also, like a lot of things, this old school show goes by too fast. We're going to take a quick break, come back, put a bow on this bad boy. Jay Foreman and Harrison will be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through August 13th is buy 2 6-ounce sirloins, get 2 free. Limit of 4. Also, $1 off on salsas. Location at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Ticket Fox KFXL weather.
Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and cool with a high around 76. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 53. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high again around 76. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers, or by phone at 402-858-9356.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
LES is proud to be powered by your family, your friends, your neighbors, local people serving local people. Learn more about what a career at LES can offer you at les.com/careers.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustisBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Quick segment. Jay Foreman, Harrison. Old School coming at you live, 1040 O Street. Beautiful Thursday, man. No wind, good temperature. People out and about. Good recovery since this morning, man. I didn't know it rained last night. It was sprinkling a little bit. Yeah, it was crazy. Didn't help me sleep at all, but it was all good. Harrison, I wanted to ask you. We've been asking. We got Jake in here, and he's Dolphin extraordinaire. I always say this. It takes a unique person to love the Dolphins, right? But it takes also somebody. We usually have Greg Smith on, but it's a dead week, as far as recruiting. And he's a huge Chicago Bears fan. And so me and him, I've had to talk him off the ledge a lot in the past.
I'd imagine for the past 2 decades at the least.
But now it seems like there's a ray of sunshine in the Windy City.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like eventually they're going to get the stadium done. They got a quarterback. They actually spent and got some receivers. They actually had a smart trade to get more. Yep. They got a young and upcoming defense, even though they're
Keenan Allen for 4th round.
Right. And they should have probably kept Eddie Jackson, but we'll see. I loved Eddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
What's your prediction on the win-loss record? I mean, and also I would say, before you answer, I think this is actually a good time for them to make noise. I know Detroit is probably the odds-on favorite. I don't think the Vikings scare them, and I think Chicago is always, didn't matter how bad Chicago has been, they always match up well against the Packers. What do you think their win-loss record is going to be this year?
Is it crazy to say 10 wins? 10 wins seems fair, right? 10 wins.
It's if
split series with the Packers.
If Caleb Williams is half as good as the number one pick should be with those weapons, and the schedule.
I mean, 7 wins last year.
Yeah,
you think you get a quarterback plus even if you still had Justin Fields back there with more talent that you just put on top of it, the defense. Again, you keep going back to Nebraska. Pretty solid. Started getting more turnovers towards the end of the season.
Yeah, they start to actually. I think that kept your boy Eberflus' job too.
It 100% did,
because that's what people don't understand. That's the lasting memory. Plus, you had draft assets that they were able to use.
Fields might still be a Bear if we beat the Packers.
Yeah,
and knock them out of the playoffs, because then the Packers go on beat the brakes off the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I like 10, and I feel like I'm being humble with that.
I think 8 to 10 is good, and I think they sneak into, if they get going in the health and everything, and with Keenan Allen, he's going to make Caleb Williams a lot better, a lot faster, and then obviously with the other two.
NFC North's just brutal though. How do you see that shaking out? I got Vikings for 1, 2, 3. Take your pick.
You got the I think Green Bay. Well,
Yeah,
As I just said Green Bay, but then I was like, you know what? I like Detroit.
Yeah.
But it's hard to go back to back. So I'm going to go Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago.
Vikings.
Right, yeah.
I think all right. I'm good with that. I think it's just going to be fun. Like if we
it's
going
to be super competitive.
If we don't catch the Packers anytime soon, I think that wagon's going to be a runaway.
Yeah, and the only thing that worries me about the Packers with Love, did you just get hot? Because those first 6 games, they were garbage.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see if you're for real. And I know what I'm going to get with Detroit. But Detroit's worries me because Daniel Jones' neighbors is out there in New York just working out on that defense. So if Daniel Jones is lighting you up, that means everybody else in the league lights you up. So anyways, we want to thank, obviously, Advanced Medical Imaging coming in, Dr. Finn coming in. Thank Harrison stepping in there for Austin like we always like to do it. And then also big shout out to Kevin Meyer Cork and Bottle for Thirsty Thursday, a.k.a. the E Stricky holiday. We are turning it over to WTF, Stricky, E Strick as he like to call him, Strick Nation, and Clester for WTF. We'll be right back.